Uh, Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the effect of music tempo on performance. Many people listen to music, so I staged an experiment to find out whether the tempo really has an effect on the speed. Now, why I did this project is because I love music and I listen to it while I work. However, I've been wondering whether it has an effect on the speed which I complete my work. It's becoming a big thing in people's lives, and people listen to the radio in the car and wandering around with headphones. So my hypothesis was, the faster the tempo of the music, the quicker the speed we perform tasks. Now, I staged an experiment to find out whether the tempo really affects the time, and my experiment was building Jenga towers to different music. Now, this couldn't be any old music, it had to be two musics that was significantly different in tempo, and my 20 subjects had to build 3 double-sized Jenga towers, once in silence and 2 to different music types. These music were Mozart, which was 60 beats per minute, and then trance, which is 145 beats per minute. So first of all, I measured people's pulse, and this is photographing evidence. And I timed them while building the tower. It's not working for some reason. Okay, and then they built. And to make it a fair experiment, I laid all the Jenga bricks out flat on the table, as you can see, and varied the order in which the music was played to each different subject. And this is them building the tower. Now for the results. Now in the results, I was hoping to find that people would build the tower more quickly to trance, and then slower to the Mozart. Also, I was hoping their pulse would go up and be higher after building the tower to trance than to Mozart as well. So this is the music type for which people were fastest. And this is the graph. The orange is the trance, the grey is the no music, and the blue is the Mozart. This backs up my hypothesis because it shows that 60% of my subjects did it quicker to the trance. Built the tower quicker to the trance. And now it's the music type for which people were slowest. And then again, the blue is the Mozart, and the 50% of my subjects did it slowest to the Mozart. So that was a good result. This was everyone's results. So the orange is the trance, so you should see the majority of the lower bars are orange, because they completed it quicker, and then the big towering ones were blue, and that was the Mozart. And this is an average, and you can see there the blue with the Mozart was considerably quicker than the trance. It's actually over double the time on the average. Now, what about the effect on the pulse? The graph, the starting heart rate compared to the heart rate after building the towers. So this was compared to the no music. The green is the starting heart rate and the grey is the no music. And it showed, as you can see, it goes along, and it didn't go up too much. But for example, with Harris's pulse, it went from 84 to 92. All the way along the science line is slightly higher than the no music, but not too much. This is compared to the Mozart, and it's closer than mine most of the way along, and sometimes it even stoops below the line, showing it slowed people's pulses down. It was lower than their starting heart rate. For example, with Colin, his heart rate went from 88 to 86. This shows that the Mozart, with a slow tempo, relaxed people and slowed them down. And this is compared to the trance. It's further off the starting heart rate, definitely, than the Mozart. And with Andrea, her heart rate went up a staggering 14 beats per minute. And she said that the trance actually was stressful, and this certainly backs her up. Now for the average graph for the pulses. This is the average. The starting heart rate was about an average of 71, and the no music was quite high, but it was lower. The average for the Mozart was lower than the no music, with around 77. But the highest was the trance, and this showed that it can raise your heartbeat significantly. I'm going to do one case study on one of my subjects to look in more detail at his results, and this was Alfie. And these are his times. He was quickest on the trance, which is orange, and slowest on the Mozart, which is blue. It showed that he built it, but however, on the trance his tower was wonky, so it showed he built it without worrying about the quality. And the tower was much neater with the no music and significantly to the Mozart, so therefore he took longer building. And this was his pulse. His heart rate went up on no music, and it was quite near to the starting heart rate on the Mozart, but it was again high on the trance. It was actually level with the no music. It went from 56 with the starting heart rate and then to 66 with the trance. So, overall, the effect of the tempo does have a direct effect on the speed we perform tasks. This could be good for mundane activities, including exercise, etc. But it could be dangerous while driving or while performing surgery or operating heavy machinery. So, and when I do my work, if I wanted to speed things up, I'd probably listen to the trance, but it could make my heart rate go up and make me feel stressed. So, thank you for listening to my presentation, and do you have any questions?
Yeah, interesting. Did you look at quality at all? So when you say they had to do the task quickest, was it just a matter of chucking it together, or did it actually have to be sort of properly done?
They could build it, but in fact it didn't fall over, so they could build it 3 by 3, just a normal Jenga tower, but if it didn't fall over, I'd count it.
Okay.
So it was ranged in quality a bit, but not too much. But for the trance, it was messy, quite a lot
messier,
of time,
yeah.
because they were doing it quite quick, isn't it, sped up with the fast tempo.
And how did you give the music to them? Did you have like a headphones in, or was it a speaker
thing? I
thing?
played it on speakers around them, and they could hear it clearly.
And was it sort of when the music starts, you start, or how did they know when to start?
I played the music and then I said start, and I timed them, and they went. And then
they got a bit into it first, and they got to the end.
And then I measured their pulse after each Jenga tower was built.
Cool.
Right. You said you chose Alfie to extend the project.
Yeah.
Why did you choose him above all the other subjects? Was there any reason?
Well,
or based on any data?
Not really, but he was much quicker on the trance, so but most subjects were like that. It was just to look into more detail at one of the subjects, instead of having a big graph and everything, look into more detail.
Okay.
So,
right. So which music, you said that if you're doing homework, that you would probably, depending on what task you're performing, you would choose which music.
Well, yeah, if you're doing a activity where there was no risk, or sort of to exercise, you're not running and you want to run at a nice fast tempo speed, you would choose the trance probably.
Right.
But
so if you're
if you're driving, if you put the fast tempo music on, you might end up going off the limit.
Okay. With this aside, however, what is your preference though, in terms of music to listen to?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think I listen probably to the trance or the Mozart, so speed up,
But how would this research then reinforce for you the best type of music that you could use? Or does it depend on the task?
I think it depends on the task, really.
Okay.
Yeah, just.
Alright. Thank you very much.
How what was the ages of your subjects?
Well, it was a big vary actually, from about 10 years old to about 70.
Oh, so you had some.
It was a big vary, but I couldn't really see any significant result to do with the age. I couldn't really.
Okay.
I mean, the 10 years old took longer, but it was sort of in the same sort of. They were quicker on the
Yeah,
trance.
yeah. I'm just thinking like I know my parents and my grandparents don't really like trance music to start with.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be interesting to see if their like or dislike for the music, not just the tempo, but the actual music that was played,
Yeah.
might have an effect as well. Did you find anything like that, or you said it was quite similar?
Yeah. People did it. Lots of people didn't actually enjoy the trance, but they
Yeah.
still did it quicker.
Yeah.
And there was one actually. I had one subject who hated the Mozart and actually felt motivated to get it over and done with, so get quicker on the Mozart. So, but yeah, most of the people did it quickest to the trance, as you saw.
Yeah.
What type of music did you use? Like, I know the song, but what type of music?
It was a slow and fast tempo, so it had 60 beats per minute for the Mozart, 145 beats. To see a real significant difference in the times.
Did you use like hip hop or pop or rap or something?
No, I just used the Mozart and trance, which is just for every subject the same music. So, yeah.